Hi everybody, this is Ellen. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make the Happy Relish Jar. I think it's super cute, and of course it goes with the Happy Ketchup and the Happy Mustard. So this is how it looks to me when I see it in the stores, and how we buy it, the blue lid and then the relish with the kind of rounded label. So I hope that you enjoy it. It's super cute. They all go so well together. It's a trio. Wait, I want to keep that one. Put these ones back. So band wise, it is large, as you can see, so it is band heavy. It's 230 for all the blue, 274 for the green, and there are 30 white bands, and then you'll need the two cheeks, the mouth band, and then the eye bands, or eye beads or bands, however you want to do that. So I think it's totally worth it, and any kind of things I do in the future, besides a couple that are maybe jar related, will probably be similar to this size. Not exactly the same banding, but definitely I think this is like the perfect little jar. So we'll put this guy over here, and first we'll work on the cheeks and the eyes. I'm going to use 9mm pony beads. It's the bigger normal size ones, so I'll just push the bands through when I get there. But if you don't have pony beads, you'll want 2 bands or 1 band. It depends on how you like the eyes. So I'm kind of keeping mine all the same for the condiments. So, but I'm going to use 2 bands on the hook, wrap around 1 time into a figure 8. Then you'll grab all 4 bands, wrap them around again, and then you'll take 2 blue bands and pull them through the center. So you have a wrapped band, eye band, and you'd want 2 of those. The cheeks are made the same way, it's just that it's with 1 band. So on the hook, into the figure 8, grab both bands, wrap it around again, and then pull through 2 bands that are blue. Like that. So, you want those. Then you also want your loom, wrong end towards you. We'll start with blue. So we're going to start with a starburst with a cap band in the center of your loom, so you can kind of go up to like the 7th pin in the center pin bar and just start from there and go out to the 6 pins around. With 2 bands, everything's double banded unless I say differently. That. And you want a cap band, 2 bands wrapped around 3 times, so 1, 2, and 3. Then you'll take your hook, go in through your cap band, grab the top 2 bands, whichever they are that go to the outside, grab them, and pull them back towards themselves. And it only wants me to take 1. Need you both. And just go all the way around. Like that. Then we'll do a row all the way around. 2 bands around the outside of our 6 pins. Like that. Then you'll flip the bottom 4 bands on every pin. Now we want to increase everything. So I'm going to do the outside pins first, then come back towards the center ones. But for me, like I'm going to start up here on this top right, I'm just going to grab the top 2 bands and I can pull them up a pin. There's no crossing of the bands here. And this band that's on this pin now comes around to the center one, and the 2 that are left on here, they come around to the bottom one. But like if I did that same thing down here, I would be crossing them. You can see this band that I have on my hook belongs up here, and I'd be pulling it down here. We don't want that. So when that happens, because you might not have put your bands on exactly the same way, or might not have the exact same thing, so but when that happens, you'll grab all 4 bands, pull them down a pin, then grab the top 2 bands and bring them back. So now there's no crossing here either, or here. So we have to do that on the other side as well. This top corner, we have to move all 4 bands up a pin, then bring the top 2 back. Then down on this one, I can grab the top 2 bands and bring them down a pin. So now the outside 8 pins should just have 2 bands on them, and there's no crossing in between. Now for the center ones here that we need to expand, I'm just going to grab the top 2 bands, and these are coming from the left, so they're going to go to the left. And the other 2, they're going to be coming from the right, so they'll go to the right side. Let's kind of flip that over. Same thing up here in the center. On the top one, grab the top 2 bands. They're coming from the left, so I'm going to bring them over to the left. And then these ones will go to the right. So now we're on 12 pins, and we are 2 bands on every pin. So we're going to do a row all the way around, 2 bands. Like that. And you want to flip the bottom 2 bands on every pin. Like so. So now we want to expand a couple pins again. So we're going to expand this 3rd pin right here on the right side. So 3rd pin up, we're going to expand that one. So what I'm going to do is start bringing the bands back. So I'm going to go down here to the very first pin, grab all 4 of them, pull them down a pin. Grab the second ones, pull those down a pin. And then make sure when you get here that you look, because this is the one we're expanding. I have to bring these down a pin, but you may just be able to pick up the top 2 bands and bring them back, and there's no crossing, but just kind of take a look at that before you bring them all down. So I have to actually bring all mine down. And then I'm going to bring the top 2 back. So now we just expanded that pin. And then we need to expand the pin up here at the top corner. So to do that, all I have to do is pick up the top 2 bands and bring them up. And you might have to bring all 4 bands up and then bring back the 2, but hopefully it's easy for you. So now coming around to the other side, we want to expand the 3rd pin over here. So again, I'm going to start by moving the first 2 sections or pins back a pin. And then again, check here to see if you have to bring it all the way back, or all 4 of them back, or if you can just bring the top 2 back. But I have to bring all 4 back. And then I can bring the top 2 back to the pin they were on. And then we come down to this last pin here on the left, or the bottom left. I have to pick up all 4, bring them down, and bring back the top 2. Like that. So now if you want to see the sides here, I have 4, 4, 2, 2, 4, 4, 2, 2. on the left side. The right side has 2, 2, 4, 4, 2, 2, 4, 4. So that's what you want. Something like that. It'll just, if you kind of missed one, or it'll just be a little bit maybe differently shaped on the top. It won't be as round. But hopefully we're good. So now we need to do 2 rows all the way around this entire thing. So still in blue. I actually need to order bands because all the blue, or all this ocean blue, and then I'm going to use the teal from Rainbow Loom. What I have for this tutorial is all that I have, so I'm hoping that I actually have enough, because that would be awkward, wouldn't it? Very awkward. I usually buy like 2 or 3 at a time of a color if I'm getting new bands, and I guess I just figured that I still had some, so I didn't order any. Now we're in crunch time with the last ones. So there's 1 row, and you'll either flip over the bottom 4 or the bottom 2 on whichever pin you're on, and then you'll leave 4 bands on every pin. So 4, 4, 2, 2, 4, 4, 2, 2, other side, 2, 2, 4, 4, 2, 2, 4, and 4. And I did try to find some like sparkly glittery green ones, but I must not have any more of those left either, so just running low. Gotta get an order in. You do the second row all the way around. 2 bands. Can't run out of bands. All you guys will be mad at me because I won't have any tutorials. No bands means no tutorials. But I'll get some, don't worry. I think it's just that my pocketbook gets afraid whenever I sit down to order bands. It's like, I know I need specific ones, so then I order those, but then there are the ones that are just so pretty. I want more of them. I want all of the bands. Maybe one day. Like that. So flip over the bottom 4 on every pin. That. I'll flip over the ends here so it's not quite so stretched. Put those back. Push your bands down. Now we're going to do some puffing. So we're going to transition between the cap to the green portion here. So it's 2 bands, and what you want to do is take your hook, stick them through the bands that are on your pin, grab the 2 green bands, pull them up through the center, both ends back on your hook, and then pull the blue bands off the pin, and then the green bands on your hook are going to go back onto the pin. This just creates a very nice transition color change, so we're going to do this on every pin. Through the bands, grab the 2 green, pull them up through on the hook, pull off, back on. I think I talked about this in the other video with the mustard, but I know this is at first when I started making people do this, they were like, this is crazy, why are you doing this weird stuff with the bands and puffing. I don't like this. And now it's like, I think everybody who still watches my tutorials is like, oh, here she goes again. There they are. I'm ready to go. I'm a pro. I can do it. Because, you know, I really give props to anybody who actually tries my tutorials and creates one of the things that I create. Because it's not easy to watch someone do something at their speed and then try and recreate that at the same time. Because I know that I've tried watching tutorials before for like some intricate like beading stuff like that, and I sit there and watch, and I'll pause, and I'll watch, and I'll pause, or a lot of times the videos they'd like skip things and be like, well, apparently you didn't need to watch that, or you don't need to know how to do that part. It's like, well, yeah, I did. You need to you need to show me, because now I need to go, you know, look up another video to show me how to do that part so I can come back and do your part. And oh, that's why I always, you know, have these massively long tutorials, is because everybody's like, because I want everybody to be able to see what I'm doing step for step, and so there are no questions on how to do something. And I know that some people are not as fond of that, but I think having the ability to, you know, fast forward or rewind at your own pace and having everything there so that you know it's there to watch is very beneficial. And I mean, if I have to make it, I guess, you know, you can make it too, along with me. Instead of just going, yeah, I'll just do 20 rows this way. Although probably if we did like, if I ever did like a purse or something, I'd be like, yeah, you're gonna have to like, just do some rows. Alright, so I have them all puffed. So they all have the green bands on them now. So we're gonna do another 2 rows all the way around, but in green this time. 2 bands. So this is our first row. Excited, we're going to the drive-in again this weekend. I really like going there, it's so much fun. Kids enjoy it. Like that. And you'll flip the bottom 4 bands all the way around. So you flip the puffing bands over. I think we're going to see, I think it's Tomorrowland and something else. But it'll probably be Tomorrowland and then Avengers, so we might end up watching the Avengers twice possibly, which is alright because there are some movies that you can watch twice. And I'll be honest, I do love going to the drive-in, but when you go there with young children, whatever the first movie is, we generally figure that we're going to miss big chunks of it because they'll still be settling down and kind of wanting this or that to get comfy, and so it's pretty sure there are things that I missed the first time we watched it, because Avengers was first. But we'll be good this time, because it'll be second, and all the little ones will be passed out by then. Just gonna pull this up here in the center. Alright, so that was our first row of green. We're going to do another row of green all the way around. 2 bands. I know a while ago I mentioned a big project that I'm working on, and I am still working on it. It's taking a really long time. Much longer than I anticipated, but it's just because I kind of made it more difficult than the first time I had made it, I guess. Or made part of it to see if it would work. So, like that. Flip the bottom 4 all the way around. So that's a little frustrating that it's taking longer than I thought, but I'm still going to love it when I'm done. It'll be awesome. I think you'll like it too, or at least some of you. I can't tell you what it is though. It's a secret. Like that. So pull these bands to the center. Push down. Alright, so now what we're going to do is you're going to want your white on hand available. And what we're going to do is we start to kind of do this transition down the side for the kind of the curve in the label. So we're going to puff the middle 4 pins on the right side with blue. But when we do that, we're also going to add in the little white kind of divider line between the label and the pickle relish. So what I just do is take that white band, put on my hook, and wrap it around one time to the figure 8. And if you want, you can do this a couple times. Like I need 4 this time. So you can just load them onto your hook. So they're ready. So that's 4 bands. So now the middle 4 pins. So from the 3rd to the that way. So I'll start 3rd down, 3rd up, middle 4. 2 bands, puffing with the blue. I'm going to pull up the blue bands, get them on my hook, pop off the green, and then I'll slide down that white band, and then I'll replace the blue bands back onto the pin. We'll do that for the 4 of them. So pull up the blue bands. I always try not to twist these. I don't know why I always twist them, bring them up on the right side, but I don't on the left side. So I bring it up, slide down our white band. And these could be gold too. I think they're actually gold on the relish container that we have, but not everybody has gold handy, and some people get deterred if they don't have the same colors that I used in a tutorial, so we don't want that. White is good too. One more time. Slide down the white band. That should look like that now. So now we're going to do a transition row around, and it's transition row because we're going to change from green to blue right here, and then from blue to green right here. So starting here at the bottom, it'll be green, still 2 bands, green, and then right here we need a transition band, which is either on your fingers, you just kind of put 2 bands on top of each other, and I'll grab the bottom band with one hand, grab the top band from underneath, and you just kind of fold them together. So I get a half and half band. I'll show you how to make it on the loom as well. But then you just put it on so that the blue is towards the center and the green is towards the outside, so the line's in the center of where the color is. But if you don't have, you can't quite get that, just take one band and then your other band that you need on pins, go in through the top band, grab the bottom one, pull it up, pull it back towards itself, and then go in through that little triangle right here, grab the other band and pull it back towards itself. And that's the other way to make a transition band. I'll just leave that there because I'll need it in a moment. But then in the center here, it's going to be blue bands. So blue, blue, and blue. Then we need the other transition band. So the blue towards the center, green towards the outside. Then all the way around the rest will be green. So we have this right now. Now what we need to do is, before we flip these, so we're going to add 2 more of those white cap bands, but they need to go on the transition bands, so I didn't want to kind of mess with it while you were trying to make them. But it's just the same thing, 1 band to the figure 8. Then go and drag, as we went around, you can grab the transition band and then just slide down that white cap band and put it back on the pin. Then come to the other one, same thing. Slide it down. Like that. So we'll flip over the bottom 4 all the way around. Like that. Push your bands down. So now we're going to do a little more of expanding of the label portion here. So the next 2 pins out from the blue center we did, we're going to puff those as well and add the cap bands like we did before. So you want 2 bands ready to go. And take your blue bands and the 1 pin to either side of the blue center 4. We'll puff that and add the cap band. Like so. So we have that ready. So now we're going to do our eye row. So you want your eyes ready. Where we're going to start right here with our green. Then we have a transition band here. And if you want this time around, we can just take the cap band that we need to put on that transition band, wrap it around your pin once, twice into the cap band. Make your transition band, put that on, and then you want to flip that white band over to the center. I actually think the other way is easier. I don't know why, but I do. So then our next spot here will be blue, and we'll need an eye. And there'll be 2 blue bands. Then our other eye in the next spot up. need a blue band. Then we have another transition one. Again, if you want to put the white cap band on like this time, that works. Make your transition band. Blue to green. And then green around the rest. Flip over your cap band. See, that's why. I think it's because I forget. Flip it over. That one. Now green. All the way around. So like that. Then we'll flip. Bottom 4 all the way around. Like that. I'll pull up the center here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to puff the rest of the green bands around with the blue and add the cap bands so the label goes around the back side. So this will take a moment. You can preload some of your white cap bands on your hook. I think there's 10 pins. Yes, 10 pins. And I think that's 10. Then we just puff the rest of the green ones with the blue. And slide our cap bands down. If you forget a cap band, you could just tie it in afterwards. It's not a big deal. You wouldn't notice it. In case you get a couple rows down and you're like, oh no, I forgot one on that pin. But we will be checking to make sure we have them all. So. Couple left here. Front side. Alright, so all my bands All my pins are puffed and they're all blue. They all have the cap band in white around them. So our next row is a cheek row, so we're just going to be able to go basically all the way around with our cheeks. So 2 bands, blue, 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 extra eye, might need those bands, and then the cheek, right where the eye is, right below the eye, and then blue, and the other cheek, and then blue around the rest of it. Like that. Flip the bottom 4 all the way around. Like that. Now we need to put on the mouth band, so whatever color you want the mouth to be, and it's going to be stretched over these 2 pins right here between the eyes and the cheeks. So what I'm going to do is put it on my hook in the figure 8, and on the left pin I'm going to grab those bands that are on that pin, pull them up, slide down my mouth band, put those bands back onto the pin. Then I'll take the mouth band, grab both the bands, pull it over, and I'll come over to the right pin where the bands are, stick my hook through, grab those mouth bands, pull them up through, put them over the top of the pin, and you can slide them down. And then once you get to there, flip it up over the top. I like to think that's easier, but just unhooking some things here. So we need to do another row all the way around in blue. I think I'm going to make it. I'll have enough. I really wasn't going to count. So 2 bands, blue, all the way around. I have counted my bands before to see if I had enough, but I was like, nope, we're going for it. If I don't have enough, I'll just do some weird color change. I was just kind of set on having these colors. Usually with the specialty bands that I'll count because you don't get as many, or a lot of times they're more expensive, so you don't want to use them up, so you're kind of using sparingly. You gotta see what you're using. That, flip over the bottom 4. I'm going to work out an easier way to put on the cap bands on the pins. That'd be my project. I think I kind of have an idea, but now would not be the time to test that out. Push your bands down. So now we need to puff everything out and add the cap bands to close off the bottom of the label. Sorry. So no more blue. So blue was good. And I have some left over. So again, we're on 16 pins, so I'm not going to be able to get all those on here ahead of time, but I'll get some on. Get my cap bands on. There's a good start. So puff out all of them with green and add the cap band. It's so quiet in here. I'm surprised my furnace hasn't kicked in again. This weather's confusing. I think it's May. You need to warm up already. And stay warm. Other side. Get my bands ready. Some more of them. All right. Puff the other side. Just need one of you. Whoa. Almost lost that. One more. Woo. like that. Now we're going to do 2 rows all the way around in green. 2 bands. And this will be our first row. Today I went out with the kiddos to Michael's to pick up a couple things I needed, and we listen to generally like the pop station. It's pretty neutral because we have some diverse tastes in our family as far as music, from country to metal to alternative to SpongeBob. But like that. Flip the bottom 4 all the way around. So the Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball song came on, and pretty soon I start hearing my little Grayson in the back seat singing along to like the chorus part or the repetitive parts. I'm just like, oh kid, you're so cute. And then he'd sing the chorus, and then he'd be like, Mommy, I'm singing, Mommy. I'm like, yes, you're singing, good job. And he's like, I'm singing. And he'd be like, ball, wrecking ball. Not as horribly pitched as I am, he's much better, so. So that's our first row. We need to do another row all the way around. 2 bands. And my daughter, she's 2, mind you, some of the songs they play on the radio I'm not fond of necessarily. Just the music's good, but the message or the words in the song aren't necessarily what you want little kids listening to, because they pick up things. Can't even recall the name of the song right now, but it's the one that involves something about drinking or something, and they start talking shots, whatever that one is. So now my daughter, whenever she hears that, that's like the only thing she says for the song, and she starts going shots. I'm like, oh no. Like that, flip the bottom 4. But it's so immediate, so if I hear the song start to come on, it's like she knows that's the song, and she'll start saying it before they even start getting to that part in the song, so I don't even have a chance to turn it. But she won't remember, she's only 2. But it's cute. It's cute because she sings. I always watch those videos of parents recording their kids singing in the car, and I'm like, my kids could totally be that. Totally be little stars. Push your bands down. My kids are stars, but to me. And now we're going to reduce. So we're going to reduce the 4th pin up on the right side so 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll reduce that one. So you pick up the top 2 bands. You'll see where they're coming from. Mine are coming from the top pin here, so they're going to come down to the bottom. And then the other 2 bands, they're going to go up to the next pin up. Like that. Then we're going to reduce this top corner. So I'll pick up the top 2 bands, and they're coming from the left over here, so they're going to come over to the right. Then the other 2 bands are going to go over to the left. Like that. Now on this side, we're going to reduce the 4th pin down, so 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. Again, not that. Don't do that. Pick up the top 2 bands. Mine are coming from the bottom, so they're going to come up to the top. Then the other 2 bands are going to come down. And all the way down here to the either the bottom or the beginning of the left side. You'll grab the top two bands. They're coming from the left, so they're going to come over to the right. And the other two are going to go to the left. So I want to reduce those first. And now we're going to do a row all the way around, two bands. So you have a couple long stretches in there you have to watch for. So long stretch, then two normal. Then a long stretch here. Then two normal. Long stretch on the top side. And it's just the same thing on the other side, but off other side. Two normal, long stretch in the center. And then two spots normal. So like this. Then you'll flip on the end pins here. You'll have your regular 4 and then the 2 reducing bands. Then there'll be a couple in the center that are like that as well. So bottom 4 and 2 reducing bands here in the top corner, and 4 and 2 and 2 reducing bands. Come down, so 2 reducing bands, then the 4, 4, and then I guess I should just say 6 bands. That would probably be. And there's 6 bands up here, then 4, then 6, and 6 again, then 4, and 6. Like that. Then you can go and unhook the little bands that are on the other sides of the pins. Pull this up. So now what we want to do is move this closer together because we do need to reduce again, and we don't want to have as big of a gap as we do. So if you just bring in these 3 right here on the bottom right, bring those up a pin, and then over on the other side on the top left, bring those down a pin. So I'm going to grab all 4 and just bring them towards the center on each side. And just be careful getting your bands back on now, because you kind of want to stretch one way and you have to get it, make sure you get them all over the pin. So they're moving closer so they're right next to each other. Do the same thing on the other side, only on the top corner. Just take your time so that you can make sure you get all those bands back on. Very important, because I'm sure you don't. Like so. So now we're going to reduce again. So we're going to start down here in this bottom corner on the right. Grab the top 2 bands. 2, top 2, top 2. Mine are coming from the right, so they're going to go over to the left. And the other 2 are going to go to the right. I'm also going to unhook this from that pin and pull it to the other side. So we left off here, so we'll go to the next pin up. He's staring at you. Grab the top 2 bands. Mine are coming from above, so they're going to come below. And the other ones go in the opposite. So we are crossing the bands now when we're reducing. Next pin up. Like that. Let me come over to the other side. Start at the top corner here. Top 2 bands. They're coming from the left, they're going to come over to the right. And the other ones will come to the left. And again, I'm just going to unhook this if yours isn't already. Get it on the other side of the pin. So we left off here, go to the next one down. Same thing. Grab the top two, see where they're coming from. Mine are coming from below, so they'll go above. And the other ones will go below. And here in the middle. Below. So they're going to go above and below. So now you should just have bands on 6 pins all the way around. So we'll do a row all the way around. 2 bands. And they'll all be long stretches. I don't know why I started calling the over 3 pins long stretches, but it works. I mean, it is a long stretch, but it's just kind of a weird thing. I don't know. Why do I name anything anything? Ponder that. So then all the way around on every pin, you're going to be flipping over 2 transition bands from one side, 2 from the other side, and then the 4 below. So 8 bands in total are going to flip over the top of the pin, leaving 4. So you want to do that on all the pins. And as you go around, you can unhook these as well that are over the pins there. Transition bands, bottom 4, unhook. Unhook, unhook. Transition bands. Like so. So now what I like to do is just give this kind of a tug. Don't pull it off your loom, but to kind of give a chance for some of those long stretch bands to hopefully kind of go back so you don't have to fix as many of them when we're done, if you have to fix any of them. But we are ready now to take this off the loom. So you take your hook and you go in through one of the far corners first, take the bands off, and then just go around the circle until you get back to the beginning. Just be careful as you get closer to the beginning here that these don't pop off. What's on your hook? 2 bands, pull through everything. Both ends on, do a slip knot. Pull tight. Hide your tail. And I usually give it a couple good stretches. You have to flatten the bottom. These are the reducing long stretch bands. They kind of hide blend well, I think. Realistically, a couple like this one's a little big, but so you can go in there and kind of stretch things out and tuck them in if it really bothers you. But I don't think that they'll really matters for this one. So you have this. Woohoo! You may need to go around, grab your little white cap bands, and either pull them out, or on the sides here where they're coming down, you might need to go in and tighten them up. That one's good. Although it looks kind of like an eyebrow piercing. You can have a heavy metal. Well, I guess you don't have to be heavy metal to have an eyebrow piercing. No stereotyping. Anybody can have one. Except for my children, my youngest children. When you're an adult, you can pierce what you want. So strict. I know, I'm awful. Alright. Alright, you can pierce anything. You can pierce your ears while you're home, but not other things until you're an adult. That's scary. Alright, so we have the Happy Relish. I think it's super cute. I love the little label, and it's awesome. I love it. It's so cute. Need to adjust my lid. There we go. Better. Super cute. And I had enough blue and green to make it. Woo. I hope you guys like him. There's just kind of go with the other things, and I won't like forever be doing condiments, so don't freak out that I'm stopping with actual food and just going, oh, we're gonna make happy salt packet or something. So I mean, there will be some other things that I have in mind that I kind of go with this stuff, but bear with me. I just kind of create what I'm inspired to at the moment. So, but I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I definitely appreciate it. Recently became aware that I am another year being honored as a Rainbow Loom artist now, which is absolutely fantastically awesome, because without you guys supporting me and making the designs and sharing them with me and with everybody else in the world, I definitely wouldn't be there. So I definitely appreciate it, and I want to thank you guys so much for that. But I will have more things for you soon, and happy looming.